Welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. Are we, Nat? My Knackers Yard will be in there. This will be Snarf, my Thundercat with a crappy tank. And the reason he's got a crappy tank is because the other one is pretty much good to go. I've chucked some bit more polish on it throughout the week, just letting the paint settle, because although it's cured, I do find that it's still slightly fragile for a little while, so I thought better of throwing it straight on the tank and chucking it and potentially damaging it. So that's on the way. What else have I done to it? I put some tank pads, some knee pads in the side. I know some people will say, oh, you know, aesthetics, yada yada yada. It's a commute bike, it's a practical bike, and I like tank pads. I had them on the Diversion, I didn't on the Phaser, I missed them on the Phaser. Now, obviously a lot of people have got a lot more riding experience and I haven't been doing it for a lot longer, but you know, your stability on a bike isn't from your arms. If you try and hold on to the bars and control it all by gripping hard, it's just not a relaxed way of riding. You know, you control your bike with your legs and with your knees. It sounds stupid, well certainly I do. There you go. So I grip the bike with my knees, my top half's nice and relaxed, and I just find that it causes me less issues and it's a more comfortable way for me to ride. Because of that, tank grips help. They just make you feel a little bit more secure. So yeah, they're on. I had a look around, I couldn't find any Thundercat specific ones, and when I could, I'm still not entirely convinced they were specific for Thundercat. They just had Thundercat or YZS 600 written on it. Lots of R1s, lots of R6s, all with R1 and R6 written on them, so you know, seems a bit daft to have the wrong bike written on it. So I went for one of the sheets, not the cheapest, which I've used before, which are really good grip but look quite wanky, frankly. So I didn't go for those, I went for kind of the next one up. Cut out a couple of, or used my French curve set, so like an oval stencil thing. Made something up, made it out of cardboard, offered it up to the bike. Didn't like that one, tried another one, liked that one, cut them out, stuck them on. What I also went for was a tank protector, which I'm not convinced I need, but anyway, I had one anyway, so I bought two when I was originally doing Kermit, one all black and one black and green. The black and green went on Kermit, the straight black one I left. So I thought, that's fine, I'll use that, that'd be great. Went to put it on, and it comes with, you know, the tank itself, or the tank cub protector itself, a sheet of double-sided sticky back plastic type stuff. Went to stick it on, and it wasn't sticky. It was gummy, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't sticky. So I do not want to put that on the bike and then have to peel it off and cock up my paint. So I got frustrated and lobbed it and threw it away. I might have to retrieve it and just get hold of some fresh sticky back plastic and put that on, which is, I hate it when things like that happen. Now it could just be because it's crap, it could be because it's sat in my damn garage for a couple of months, don't know. Either way it's irritating. Yeah, so I've been having an eye as to whether or not I get a tank protector, because I'm quite gangly. I don't lean over a bike, but actually testing on this, which is exactly the same bike, it is the bike, but exactly the same shaped tank, actually the bottom of my jacket does rest against it, so maybe it is neat. Yeah, I think I will either get one or use that one, but yeah, not quite immediately. Now there is some good news. I have been saying quite legitimately that you know, I do need to do I do want to do the fairing panels and the belly panel, but I'd wait for, you know, when I've got time or good weather or whatever. It's half term for schools next week, and I've got a shit ton of holiday going spare, so I'm going to take the week off, spend it with the missus and the kids, which will be nice. But it also means that I can dip in and out of bike stuff. I did happen to mention that, oh, it's fine, I'm really looking forward to having half term off. I've got loads of stuff on bikes I want to do, and it went down like the proverbial lead balloon. So yeah, it won't be dedicated to, so don't expect a video a day or an upload a day. I think what I'll probably do is just do, you know, in the morning before everybody's up and out and everything, just have a tinker for a little while, then leave it for the day. So, you know, I might put another one out during the week of progress on the fairing. But hopefully, all being well, well, say hopefully, I will need that fairing back on the bike for the next week, because I'll be back into work and riding it. So, you know, I should be in a position where I've got it all painted by next weekend, not this weekend coming, the weekend after. We shall see. We shall see. Oh, bomb. Always forget about that one. Other stuff that's going on. I did a lot of painting on this and rattle can painting, and kind of did it a little bit retro, i.e. I took a step back in my own development and thought I wanted to do it with rattle cans, principally because of Del Boy's Garage. Now, if you're not watching Del Boy's Garage, please do, but watch, you know, and subscribe, and you know, it's an interesting watch for the wrong reasons, really. I don't think I've ever come across a more emotionally unaware individual. i.e. he's just unaware of what he's doing, the impact it has on other people, etc, etc. I'm not having a dig at the guy, you know, it's a big site with massive followings, but it's just some things that really wind up. Now, he was doing some panel painting for his Husqvarna, and basically cocking up every step, but thinking it was brilliant, epic, perfect. So he did all the painting. His last one was rubbing down, and he's, you know, and it was a good process. He went through it fine. It is a long, boring, slow process, and to my mind, he has very little patience. So he started off with the 2 long red sections, and I'll put a link in the bottom. He started off with the 2 sections, with 2 red sections, and he did a good job of them, I have to say. And he had so much paint on there, they were always going to rub down nicely, because let's face it, he had 2 sessions in a professional paint booth. If you can't get a decent shine out of that, or decent depth of paint out of that, then frankly give up. So he had, you know, excuse my French, fuck loads of paint on them. So yeah, of course it's gonna rub down nicely. It just takes time, and he did spend his time. He did do his time on the red sections, and they look, you know, suitably good because of it. The other pieces, though, he's got some white pieces and some black pieces, and he does the old, you know, scan across the bodywork at the end, and I don't normally do it because I'm not that anal, but Matt Hudson at the workshop is, and so I put it on 0.25 speed and just watched him sweep over his paints, and my God, oh Jesus, I mean, like I say, reds look good. He took his time on them, did them properly, but you can tell he got bored, and you do get bored. It's a long, drawn-out, slow process, and there are better things you can do with your day, but you can tell he got bored because some of the sections look fucking awful. and particularly the blacks. You know, I'm willing to put money that he did reds, then whites, then blacks, because some of the blacks are just shocking, and the edges of some of the whites are shocking. Now it's hard. It is hard. It's not a simple process. If it's a simple process, everyone would paint their own bikes, and it is a skill. That's why professional spray painters are quite expensive, because you're not just paying for your job, you're paying for all the jobs before that where they learnt their trade. And we've all got kids and mortgages and things, so it's yeah, it was a bit of a shocker, and I will see if I can, you know, download. Oh, will I? Yeah, I'll see if I can download some of his video. It's for review, so it's within the Facebook rules, and it's, yeah, it's a really good example of something not done well. That sounds a little bit convoluted, but it is. It's a really good example of just a little bit more time. And I'm as guilty as any. You know, I cut corners, and you know, my tank when I show it isn't fantastic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm quite proud of it. It's good, but you know, it's a tit in a shed in a garage with a spray pan. You know, I'm not going to get as much paint on the surface as Dale would get. As anyone with a paint gun would do, and a compressor and a booth. It's just physically fucking impossible. Well, probably cost prohibitive, because the amount of cans that you'd need to do it is just mental. But yeah, it's a really, and I'll do it, and I might even do. It's slightly stealing from the workshops format, so I don't want to do it, and I don't want to get in the habit of doing it. And Matt does it so well. There's no point trying to emulate or improve on what he does, but there's just a couple of bits that I really want to show, just so that it fits with my videos of when I've been saying, look, be really careful around here, watch you don't burn through, you know, make sure you get it as flat as you can here, and it's a really good example of bad workmanship. And I'm not trying to dig at the guy or the site. It's just, you know, and I know there's some overlap in subscribers, but actually the point of my stuff isn't to teach, it's to show how I do. Dell has given me an excellent opportunity to show what happens when you don't do what I do, or what can happen, that's a better way of putting it, what can happen when you do it a different way. A really good example. So I am going to drop that in, and I'll drop it in here.
Okay, so here's Dell's red panels. I think they've turned out quite nicely. The whites, the flat surfaces, the top surfaces looking okay, and I'll slow this down where this is the point where he loses interest, concentration, or is just scared of burning it, because watch that white line, and it goes all flecked across that middle piece there. Back on the reds, yeah, quite smart, I'd be happy with that. But then we start hitting the whites, and I'll put an arrow on here, but look at the flecking across around that piece. It's just not laid it flat before he's moved on. The blacks, again, around the edges of the flecking is alles over the Platz. It's just the surface prep isn't there. Don't get me wrong, they're lovely and shiny. He's got a shed load of paint on there, but it's just all over the place, those lines all over the place. Now I've gone deliberately slow here. This is the belly pan that he made, and look at the flat surfaces on the edge. I'll stick an arrow in again. Just watch the lines track across. It's just horrendous. Lovely and shiny, really shiny, but that surface prep is just not, it's not there. But the reds look good then. Well done.
Right, and I'm back. So you see what I'm on about. It's, you know, it's always, his stuff's always going to be shiny, because he's got so much product on there, both paint and polish, that it's always going to be shiny. And you know, that whole yeah, can't polish a turd. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. That's exactly what he's done. So he's got a really good and it's a fucking beautiful shine. Well done, you fellas. That's good stuff you got there. He's got really good shine, but you can see the sheen behind it is all over the place. Where he's not flattened it before, or where he started to flatten and he did do it with the reds, then either ran out of time or got bored or get frustrated. And you can see him throughout that video. He starts very calm and gentle, and then he's fucking giving it some. Yeah, that's the issue. Right, it sounds like I'm having a whinge. It's not intended. But next video. let's get that our next video. I've got to get away from that. It makes me sound so old. Next upload, let's get this tank on. Cheers all. I'll catch you later.